This is Blunt TV's Capital Cannabis Corner. We are covering all things trending in the news in the space of cannabis, hemp, and CBD this week, and one being more obstacles potentially in the way of the legal cannabis industry. And this one specifically has to do with San Diego, right? The court ruling came out.
Yes, the court ruling came out as a result of a lawsuit filed in San Diego. So essentially the California Supreme Court dealt another blow to California's compliant industry with the decision. But just to back up a little bit, so we have very, very rigorous environmental laws in California. We all know this. So one of the requirements in California laws that pertains to cannabis is that cities and counties conduct a thorough environmental review to assess the impacts of commercial cannabis activity, including retail. So in the case of San Diego, there are 23 retail stores that authorize the sale of cannabis. And there was an attorney down there that filed a lawsuit saying the city did not undergo a thorough environmental review to assess the impacts of those stores on the community. So whether it's traffic impacts, environmental impacts, and the court actually ruled in favor of the plaintiffs saying that yes, in fact, the city did not undergo a thorough environmental review. The reason this is a little bit challenging is what it will basically mean is that cities that haven't yet authorized retail in their jurisdictions, and that's well over half of our 482 cities.
And I don't think most people realize that. Most people think California is a legalized state, we're progressive. Well, most people don't realize, that being said, that based on how Prop 64 was written, and we've covered this back in the day, that not all cities, counties, jurisdictions necessarily are allowing it.
No.
Amy knows this a little too well, obviously being in the space.
More than I want to know.
Don't realize not all of California has allowed this in their communities. So make sure you understand what that even means. But that being said, this additional obstacle is now.
Well, what this means is that those cities that are contemplating allowing retail will have to go through a more rigorous environmental review process. And so what that means is more cost to the city, more cost to the cannabis operators, and further delays in getting more licensed retail facilities up and running in those banned jurisdictions. So the ruling is disappointing. While we're all concerned about the environment, I would have hoped for a less favorable ruling than what occurred for this particular plaintiff yesterday. So again, I think we can see some additional environmental review standards applied to cities that are looking to open dispensaries in those communities.
And so just for clarity, does that mean cities that have already allowed it, like for example, Sacramento and so forth, that they also have to get on board with this? Or how does it affect existing cities that are allowing it?
That's a good question, and the ruling came out Monday, and I think that local jurisdictions that currently authorize commercial cannabis activity are still trying to assess what those impacts are. So yet to be determined, but I suspect there will be some challenges ahead.
Yeah, an ever-evolving sector here in California with updates. As always, thank you, Amy, for your time and for your knowledge in this space. We'll continue to share with you as more develops, obviously, in the space impacting industry with Blunt TV. Thanks for the subscriptions, ads, and follows. Keep watching.